one of our international exchange students, who is going to be personally explaining to you about what's it's like in her country and what's their culture and all that. Also, big thank you to all of our camera crew, everyone that's in the box over there. If you would also like to be a part of that team, you know, maybe even get out of class, we've been here for half the day, join our broadcasting team. My pal Daniel is going to give that to you guys. You can pass it around if you'd like to join. Just sign your name and all that information on there, and you can join our pretty awesome team. Now, first of all, today, we are going to show you some videos of Katarina playing instruments and a special interview of her explaining what her life is like. Now, thank you again so much for joining, and let's start the show.
experience here is really, really cool. It's very different, I can tell. Completely different people, the school education, like the way people live. Everything is so different. So it's actually nice because it was hard at first to adjust all the way of life people living here. But with time, I got used to it, and yeah. It's very diverse, and I like it so much because here you can see everyone from everywhere. You can talk to a lot of different people, and a lot of people like asking me why I came here, and I'm answering like because it's so cool. A lot of people from Europe dreaming to be in the United States, and they're so super surprised why. And I'm telling because like United States is very like it's a wealthy country and it's very developed. You have a lot of different opportunities here, and it's really true. My typical day, I'm an early bird. I get up very early in the morning. It's like 5 or 6, and I go to bed early as well, like 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10. It's not an exception, but I wake up, have my breakfast. Sometimes I walk to school. Sometimes my mom drives me. My host mom drives me. I spend my time at school, and after that I go home. Or sometimes I am at school if I have like extra activities or something. Honestly, I have a lot of different interests, and they change very often. But how to say it? Like I'm into music. I played violin and piano for 10 years, like professionally. I took part in different competitions and concerts. I'm also good at science because back in Ukraine, 3 years like after I took part in physics. It was like Olympiad, all Ukrainian Olympiad, and I was usually like first from my city. I also have interest like in diplomacy and politics sometimes. I really like to talk to people about different cultures. I like to present something. I like to perform life philosophies. I think life is too short, and I usually want to do everything in one time, but it's impossible, obviously. So probably just do what you like and be consistent in those things you do. Obviously travel, explore the world, meet new people, try new things, and like the main thing is probably to find yourself and just to develop in this sphere.
Man, that's super cool. I already said it before, but this girl, she is so awesome and talented. Now, all these videos are pretty cool, but I think it's even better to see the girl herself. Please give a big round of applause to the one and only Kateryna Ilechko.
Whoa, welcome! I'm super happy to be finally on stage because videos, and here I am. So guys, I'm so happy for you to come today to the Ukrainian presentation. I'm really happy that a lot of you here, and I'm glad to have such a possibility to talk to you about my country, my culture, traditions, and how the things over there. So, if you will have any questions through the presentation, I'm more than welcome to answer. So, let's get started. First of all, a lot of people asking me where Ukraine is because it's not as popular as Paris or as Germany, but Ukraine is, I can tell, it has a big role in Europe because it divides Europe and Russia because it's situated right in the middle of those big countries. It has its borders with 7 other countries, Belarus, Slovakia, Moldova, Romania, and Russia. It has access to 2 seas. And as you see, it took me a while to get here because here United States, and here Ukraine across Atlantic Ocean. So again, I was flying here for 2 days, and I took 4 flights, so it was a while, I can tell. And so I also want to talk to you a little bit about Ukrainian history, because a lot of people confuse Ukraine and Russia, and they say, isn't Ukraine Russia? And say, no, not quite, because Ukraine has its really interesting and long history. Started from 9th century, as Ukraine was part of Principality Kievska Rus. After that, Ukraine was sharing its territories with a lot of different empires through thousands of years. As you can see, a part of Ukraine was of Austro-Hungarian Empire, part of was of Polish Empire, part of Moscow Empire, Ottoman Empire, finally, not long a time ago, Ukrainians never wanted to be under anyone's control, and they were fighting for its independence for a very long time. And finally, when SSR collapsed, because Ukraine was part of SSR, Soviet Union, Ukrainians became its independent state. Already for 30 years, Ukrainians are free, and it's our own country. A little bit about our colors in symbolic of colors of our flag. What do they mean? As you see, yellow states for golden fields of grain, and blue color it symbolizes clear blue sky. And our national symbol is trident, which means freedom. And as you can see, there's a hidden word in there called voля. It's Ukrainian freedom. And also a little bit about Ukrainian architecture. As I already told, Ukraine was part of different empires in different times, so architecture is quite very interesting and diverse. We have like buildings from 9th century, from 10th century. Here you can see Ukrainian traditional house. People don't live there anymore. It's like mostly for tours and tourists. But back like 200 years ago, people used to live in such houses. Here you can see a monastery in the Kyiv, in our capital, which was built in the 11th century. It's Kievsko-Pečerska Lavra. It's really pretty over there. Here you can see castle in the west of Ukraine from 10th century. It's other castle called Hotenska Forteca, which was built in 14th century. And this is buildings. Obviously, a lot of Ukrainians live in such buildings because it's buildings from Soviet Union period when we had it. A lot of people living in such buildings. It's like skyscrapers. They're very gray, not pretty, but what we can do. Yes, but not always and everywhere it's so sad. We have on the west of Ukraine, we have beautiful city Lviv. Actually, it's my region where I am from, and I grew up in this city. It has Austro-Hungarian style from 19th century. And going to Ukrainian nature, because a lot of people asking me, is it green over there? Do we have snow? Do we have winter? Yes, we have 4 seasons, and Ukraine is very rich on its nature. It has a lot of rivers, forests, lakes, trees. A lot of people like to spend time outside with families. Here you can see a lake in the middle of forest in Carpathian Mountains. Here you go, the Carpathian Mountains in the west of Ukraine. This is a river Dnipro in the capital of Ukraine. And this is Black Sea in the south of Ukraine. It's a very popular place during summer vacations. And yes, letters. Ukrainian language consists of Cyrillic alphabet. The letters are a bit different. We have 33 letters, and I will talk to you in a while in Ukrainian. So, how, for example, to say hello in Ukrainian, you would tell "Привіт." Yes. I taught some kids here, so some of them already know, so we can just like fluently communicate with each other. Good afternoon would be "Доброго дня," and bye would be "Бувай." But I also would like to talk a little bit more. I would just introduce myself. You can see here's how you will spell it, so you can just repeat after me in your head if you're curious. So, привіт, Мене звати Катерина, і я з України. Мені 17 років, і я навчаюся в 11 класі. Я мешкаю в Ель-Пасо, і мені тут дуже-дуже подобається. So, yes, this is Ukrainian language. Thank you. Thank you. So, coming to other topic, Ukrainian food, because a lot of people are probably curious what we eat in Ukraine. Food is completely different. We Ukrainians cook at home a lot. They grow a lot of vegetables and they grow a lot of wheat. They have own gardens and fields. We eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of meat, a lot of dairy products because a lot of people have their farms. They have cows, they have chickens, so we have fresh milk pretty much every day. If you live like in a village, obviously you will eat those food. So this is Ukrainian traditional dish, dumplings, and I was cooking not a long time ago. Dumplings, some of people here probably already tried them. It was dumplings with cherries, and a lot of people liked it. I was very surprised and pleased. Yeah. This is Ukrainian traditional dish holubtsi. It's cabbage rolls with rice and meat inside. And this is very interesting because in United States you eat bacon, in Ukraine we eat salo. It's raw salted bacon, pretty much. And people eat it. My granny eats it every day. I'm not a huge fan, but sometimes it's like you really want it because as Ukrainians, obviously you would eat salo. Usually you eat it with rye bread and garlic. And this is Ukrainian traditional soup. It's red because it's made of beets. And it's really tasty. And you can eat it with those sandwich from bacon, raw salo, bacon, and bread. And this is Ukrainian table, how it will look like on pretty much all celebrations. You will have here vareniki, salo, you will have canned fermented vegetables. So pretty much that's our food. Oh, yes. And Ukrainian schools. So probably a very interesting topic. So to start with, I would like to say that Ukrainian schools are very different. Here you can see, this is my class. This is me in middle school. I'm in 5th grade here. So as you can see, elementary schools is from 1 to 4th grade, middle school from 5th to 8th. Really similar, but high school is a bit different. You have 3 years instead of 4 years. You graduate in 11th grade. So to start with, I can tell you that we don't choose our subjects. We have 18 subjects and we study them like a program. Pretty much, we don't have electives at school. Class you study with is the same through all your school. So the people are you with, pretty much the same all the time. Like you don't change classes and you don't change people. Yes. And we don't have separate schools like for elementary school, middle school, high school. You're pretty much stuck in one building for 11 years of your life. All kids are in the same school. Classes are the same as here, 45 minutes, and breaks are approximately for 10 and 20 minutes. What you can do between classes, you can just go to cafeteria, eat something, you can just chill, you can go outside, you can sleep. After 9th grade, you can graduate from your school and go to trade school, and you pretty much finish your school and you don't go there anymore. But if you want to continue studying in the university, you need to pass like SAT exams here, but it's called ZNO, it's mandatory. It's math, Ukrainian language, English, or Ukrainian history. This is how school look like outside. We have a lot of windows. Here we don't. If we do, we cover them because it's very hot here. In Ukraine, no, it's like cold, sometimes in winter, so in summer we don't study in summer. We have vacations for 3 months, and we study from September till May. And as I told you, we don't have elective classes in school, so for that you will go to music schools or sports schools. So what I did, I went to music school for 6 years. I was playing piano and I was playing violin, And if you would like to do something else, you hire teachers or you have tutors, or it's private lessons. I had private lessons on singing. I was going to other city. My mom was taking me there twice a week. And yes, I was participating, as you see, there's performances, competitions are going on. Yes, something like that. And Ukrainian music and dances. Here you can see two wonderful Ukrainian men in traditional Ukrainian clothes as I am playing Ukrainian traditional instrument called kobza. Traditional Ukrainian dances are very interesting to people also dancing them with the traditional Ukrainian clothes called vyshivanka. The shirt is vyshivanka. For boys, you can see red pants, it's sharavare, buti, chobote, like shoes, and skirts. This song that I was playing in piano called Darkan. It's a man dance in Carpathian Mountains. It's a fighting song. This is Ukrainian also traditional instrument. It's the longest in the world, called trembita. Why it's so long? Because it's mountains. To have the really big sound, you need. And it's loud. It can go to 36 feet. Yes, it's heavy too. I tried once playing it, but I didn't have enough skill. So, also you can see other Ukrainian traditional instruments. And interesting notice about music that Ukraine has sad history, and it's very affected our culture because a lot of songs are sad and they're fighting songs and encourage you to not to give up. Yes, and how I got here. So I'm exchange student. I didn't move here. I'm living with a host family. So I'm here for cultural exchange, to exchange my culture with you guys, to learn about your culture, how people live here, about traditions. The program I came here called Future Leader Exchange Program, sponsored by US Government of Education. They provide you scholarships for studying in American high school, to attend, to have a host family, and yes, pretty much staying here and living happy life. So a lot of people also ask me why I chose El Paso. I didn't choose it. Program was looking for me a host family, and where a host family wanted to host me, they sent me. But I'm lucky because some kids go to farms, living in farms, cities 2,000 kids, so El Paso kind of better. Yes, this is my host family. This is me in El Paso airport in August 2021. And how to get into this program, you need to complete 2 rounds of competition: grammar test, teamwork, application, and interview. And only 200 and 300 kids can be selected to the end. And I was very happy when I got a call and they said, yes, you're going to United States. I was very happy, and it was really interesting. So this is our group in Washington already. As I told you, we took 2 days of flying. Yes, and to finish this presentation, we decided on the topic probably interested you the most, the events that's going on right now in Ukraine. I was deciding if I would like to share it, but I decided yes to, because probably everyone needs to know. I would like to start from the year 2014, when everything started, because it was the year when we got into war with Russia, first war. Why it's sad? Because our Ukrainian president didn't want to sign the package of policies for Ukraine to enter European Union. They decided to, he was a pro-Russian politician, and he wanted Ukraine to be also part of Russia. And people got mad. They went to the Kyiv and started protests. And it turned to shooting. Ukrainian special forces were ordered to beat and shoot people. We got hundreds of deaths, and it lasted for 3 months. And after that, Russia invaded Ukrainian Crimea Island and east of Ukraine. And this was for 8 years. And we didn't expect that something worse can happen, but it happened in February when Russia decided to invade all Ukraine and destroy our cities, kill Ukrainian people. And right now you can see on the pictures how Ukrainian cities look like. Some of them are completely destroyed. You can't like even recognize them. A lot of people lost their houses. A lot of people still missing. Yes. So my family moved to Poland. A lot of also people moved to other countries to get shelter. But like my family is okay. They like living in a renting house. But my dad's still in Ukraine because they didn't allow men to go abroad because just in case you need to go and fight. Yes. So, and bombing all over Ukraine, like every day, happen every day. We have like sirens that like signalize you and tell you like go to bomb shelters. And what people do, they just live in bomb shelters. And yeah, this is a very hard topic. I can't tell who is right, who is not, because in this whole situation, people are just suffering and yeah, just people. So to end this presentation, I would probably tell, let's live in a peaceful world and not like to repeat mistakes of the past, because war, it's not really happy, and you never know. If we didn't know, we didn't expect, but it happened, and so, yes. Thank you guys for your attention, and I don't know. Thank you for coming. We just have like very little time. I don't know, do we have time for questions? Okay, so.
I was just gonna say, wow, you're so amazing, Katarina, and so brave of you to tell your story to everyone here. Can we just get another round of applause for her right now? Now, okay, so we have about 6-7 minutes left till y'all can go. But until then, would any of you have any questions you would like to ask Katarina?
Yes. Can you repeat, please? I will just like. It's about family, right? Oh, about my. No, my host families are not my actual family. They just decided to take me like for this year. Yes. Yes. My favorite food here? Just in general, what's my favorite food? I guess I love vegetables and fruits. And I like desserts. I like cakes. Yes. What have I experienced in El Paso? Like what I like the most? Maybe I like weather sometimes, not all the time. I like sun a lot. So yes, and I didn't expect that I would like cactuses, but I love them. So it's just a funny thing. And pretty much that's the interesting fact that you can see Mexico. Like you can just drive and see how Mexico looks like. That's awesome. Yes. I don't hear. How's the war changed Ukraine?
Speak up, guys. Speak up.
Do we have another microphone? No? Thank you, sorry. How the war changing people in Ukraine. I think they are like becoming more nationalistic. They understand who they belong to, because before the war, a lot of people were like, oh, we don't know, like who is right, like Russia, Ukraine, and we don't care. And a lot of people were speaking Ukrainian, and right now they're like, there's supposed to be just one language in Ukraine, just probably nationalistic like spirit. Yes. Can I just like go? Okay, I will just go.
Do you get to go home for summer?
If the question was if I go home in summer, actually it's interesting question because I don't know. They don't send me home. I already like my flight was on 10th of May, but they started like, no, you're not going, and just like what other options I can have. So yeah.
Do you have any other brothers and sisters, and did they go with you with your parents to Poland?
If I have other brothers and sisters, and if they are in Poland. My family, I have two sisters. I have a younger sister and I have an older sister. They are right now in Poland with my mom. Yes.
From your experience here, do you plan to like go stay here and go to college in the U.S. or go back? Do you plan to go to college in the U.S.?
I was thinking to go to college in the United States. I wanted to try it. Maybe I will. Maybe. I will just like, oh my God, a lot of questions. I don't. Okay, you can just tell me. Other classes hard. The question is classes hard. Okay, so the classes are very hard. You have a lot of homework all the time. I can tell the teachers are very strict. You're just lucky, guys, to have such nice teachers here. Teachers, I appreciate you to have so good attitude to students. Okay. Yes, but generally Ukrainian school is hard. Yes, and we have just time for one more question. And there was like a girl over there waving to me. Probably it was you, right? How do you feel about Haynes? About Haynes? Okay. I mean, it's not bad school. People's to me like nice. I don't have any complaints. You can study like whatever you want here. Like you have a lot of different classes. So I feel good here.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you so much again for coming. Y'all are an amazing crowd. We hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll see you tomorrow on the news.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day.